to their career.
The perfect combination, boy.
Hip hard legends in the South.
This is sports fans' only home for the hottest sports show around. These guys are on fire.
You're now listening to KJ and Shawn Mack. Now let's talk some damn sports.
Welcome back to another edition of Last Take with your host KJ and Shawn Matt. What's the deal, Shawn? How you doing, bro?
I'm doing well. Just want to greet everybody. Hi, you guys. What's good, K? What's going on with you, baby?
Chilling, man. Today, I think I'm going to get into, I've been thinking they have a lot of free agency stuff going on in football and stuff like that, a lot of players moving around. So I decided to come up with my list of the 5 players that I think need a change of scenery.
Okay.
So I just want you to follow me real quick. So I came up with a list of 5 players, and we're just going to talk about them. And this spans across Major League Baseball, football, basketball. So I am going to start off with, in no particular order, I'm going to start off with, I'll name them first, and then we can go back and talk about them. So
gotcha. Let's go.
I'm going to start off with Dak Prescott from the Dallas Cowboys. Then I'm going to go with Aaron Rodgers from the Green Bay Packers. And I'm going to go with Bradley Beal from the Washington Wizards. And let's see, who else? Who else did we say? It was Bradley Beal, Dak Prescott, Aaron Rodgers, Mike Trout from the Anaheim Angels. And who was the last one?
That's it. Beckham, Aaron Rodgers, Trout, Bradley, and Beckham.
I didn't say Odell Beckham.
Okay.
So who you want to start with? Who you want to start with?
Well, let's go with the most recent news. Let's go with Dak Prescott.
Dak Prescott. So my question to Dallas Cowboy fans, I know there's a lot of them out there. My question to you is, why is your team not paying this man? I'm at a loss for words. I'm not really sure. Romo got his money, right?
Yeah.
Romo got his money. When it was time for Troy Aikman to get his money, he got his money.
Mm-hmm.
You know, albeit that was way back in the 90s, but he still got his money.
Yep.
I'm trying to figure out why the Dallas Cowboys will not pay this man. They're kind of taking that route that the Washington football team, still weird saying that, the Washington football team.
Yeah.
But they took the same route they did with Kirk Cousins, and you see how that panned out with the Washington football team. So I want to hear your thoughts. What do you think? Why aren't the Dallas Cowboys paying their franchise quarterback?
Well, I don't know. If I had to guess, it's just Jerry Jones not trying to kill with the salary cap. So I don't know. You know, I hear people saying he's not worth it. The thing is, in football and in really any sport, you don't get what you're worth. You get what they're willing to pay. Right?
Yeah.
And it happens all the time. So it seems like to me, Jerry's son, I forget his name, Jerry's son have a little bit more running of the organization now. I think he's trying to do different from what his dad did. Yeah,
I basically think that's what it is. Let's look at his stats real quick. 2020, of course, he got hurt, but he was on pace to have a great season. He had 1,856 yards, 9 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, had a 99.6 quarterback rating. 2019, he threw for 4,900 yards, 30 touchdown passes, 11 interceptions. He had a 99 quarterback rating. 2018, 22 touchdown passes, 8 interceptions, and he threw for 3,885 yards. 2017, he had, let's see what he have here, 22 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, 3,324 yards, 86.6 QB rating. And 2016, his rookie year, he had 3,667 yards, 23 touchdown passes, 4 interceptions, and 104.9 quarterback rating.
The thing is, with Dak, with the Cowboys, take the last 20 years, he has the only playoff victory.
And that's crazy in itself.
So why wouldn't you pay him? I wrote down a little thing here, a little note. Let me see. I think he should go to San Francisco, the 49ers.
Okay.
Only reason being, I think the fit on offense would be better than in Dallas. Because with him in Dallas, it's just him, a few little receivers that try to get open, and then they rely heavily on Ezekiel Elliott.
Yeah. They actually haven't been the same since what was the tight end? Jason Witten?
Yeah.
Ever since he had one last year, and I think they went. What was their record that year? They were 10-6, and I think that was Jason Witten's last year in Dallas, and they had the best rushing attack. But he was Dak Prescott's favorite weapon that year.
Yeah, he was.
And I think and he doesn't have a tight end anymore. So I think that really affected him. I just want to throw this out here before we go to the next person. Dak Prescott has had the best the second best 4-year stretch of any Dallas Cowboy quarterback since the 2000 season. And the only person who have a better 4-year stretch is Tony Romo. And Tony Romo beat him by only 1 game.
Yeah.
So if Tony Romo only has one more win, now the reason why I say 4 years because Dak's only been there 5.
Yeah.
So I just say and he was hurt one of those years. So I use the 4-year stretch to kind of put it into context. If Tony Romo got paid, Dak Prescott's pretty much doing the exact same thing, and he won
better. He has a playoff win.
He has a play, and he's taken him to the playoffs. What, 3 out of the 4 years he was there?
Yeah, he's only missed one.
3 out of 5. 3 out of 5. So, and he was hurt that 1 year. So really, he only missed 1 year. So
yeah,
I'm just not understanding why. Now, you don't want to bring up the race card and nothing like that. Who was the last big time quarterback to get really paid? I'm just trying to think.
Patrick
Mahomes, right?
Yeah.
Well, I guess you have to say he's an outlier. Before him, Donovan McNabb?
No, you said quarterback to get paid?
Black quarterback to get that Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson, yeah. I was about to say Russell Wilson.
He was the last one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, if we're gonna stay under our minimum, which we try to give y'all videos 15 and under, we gotta make a move.
Definitely. So let's move on to the next person, Aaron Rodgers. Oh, well, I'll save that for the end. Aaron Rodgers. I believe he definitely needs he needs a change of scenery. I think he would be a good fit in New England. Of course, I'm a New England fan.
Of course you would.
The Saints. I think he'd be a good fit with the Saints.
You stole my thunder. My thing was going to be if he can't go to the Saints, he might as well stay.
You think so?
Yeah, if he can't go to the Saints, I don't think he can find a better win next season situation.
Do you think Green Bay is all in on surrounding him with talent, though?
They never been.
They never been, but especially since he's at the end of his career now, I think they kind of like with Brett Favre, they have one foot of Aaron Rodgers out the door already, kind of. And I think they're looking more towards the future. Because why wouldn't you supply this man with great receivers?
Well, they never have, though.
There was a few years in the beginning he had some receivers. I mean, over the last few years, but even who's their main receiver right now? The dude that was hurt last year, Parker, Devontae Parker.
Yeah,
Devontae Parker.
Yeah,
I mean, he's an all-pro receiver.
Yeah, he is, but you get those far in between the Green Bay. This man been playing like 20 years.
And they don't like giving this man. He finally just got a running back the last 2 years in Jones. I think that's his last name, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
But anyway, they finally got him a running back, but for like the last 10 years, they couldn't get him a running back or tight end.
Nope.
So I'd like to see him in New England. I think he'd be good with the Saints. Another good team, the Miami Dolphins. I think he'd be good down there.
Yeah, I like that. Their defense is stellar, and they have good pieces on offense. Why not?
And they could trade Tua and draft picks.
Yeah, but it's the unknown that bothers me.
Yeah.
If you can't go to a team that's ready to win, you get somebody that might be in semi-rebuilding, or you might have problems that year with the coaching, because 50% of the league change coaches every year. So sometimes it's just good to stick with what familiarity is the key.
Very true, very true. Before we move on, a contending team that he can go to that they can win right away, and then we'll move to the next.
Saints?
Yeah. All right. Since we said the Saints already, let's name another team that needs a quarterback who's ready-made to go to the championship.
San Francisco.
I think San Francisco too, and that's another one I didn't mention. So Miami, Saints, San Francisco, New England. I think if he went to New England, I think New England would be a championship contender just because of Belichick, and they have a pretty good defense, and they would just have to get another receiver. But I think that would be a big step for the Patriots. So anyway, moving on, we'll go to the NBA right now. Bradley Beal. Now, I feel sorry for anybody who's in Washington, and they've been bad for a long, long time.
Yeah.
And they've had a couple of really good players over the years. They just can't get it together. So all the rumors say the Clippers, Lakers. I've heard Denver, and I've heard Utah. Those are like the 4 teams that I've heard that have the pieces to trade for him and the places that he's willing to go, because he might have a no trade clause. I'm not sure. But yeah, those 4 teams. So out of those 4 teams, which team do you see Bradley Beal flourishing in? And whatever team he goes to, does that automatically make them a championship? Do you think they're better? Whatever team he goes to, are they better than the Nets? That's the elephant in the room.
No, not at all. But my one team I would like to see him at would be the New Orleans Pelicans.
Really?
Yeah, you have Zion, Ingram, Ball, Bradley Beal. Perfect.
That makes them a next year title contender. I still don't think they'd be able to beat Utah or
no matter where he go, unless he going to somewhere that's a contender already. He's not going to show up somewhere and make that place a contender. He would just solidify a conference finals and maybe get into the championship. But imagine it, Ingram and Zion, 2 different games. They play well together.
Yep.
Ball and Bradley. Ball not looking to shoot that many shots, but Bradley is. So it fits perfect to me.
That's a monster team. Plus they
tight
have
big 4, right?
And they have a center. Who they have? Adams? Is Adams the center now?
Yeah.
So they have a serviceable center who's all about just defense and getting rebounds. They actually would have all the perfect pieces to make that team up.
You would just have to tweak the bench up, get 2 or 3 people on the bench, and you're ready to go. First, I just want to say, I want to talk to everyone out there. If you like what you're hearing, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button and share, and leave a comment. We appreciate the back and forth. We love y'all. Well, some of y'all.
By the way, the reason why we haven't been on the last week, a lot of crazy stuff been going on, but mainly my throat. I lost my voice. I don't know what that was all about.
Did you find it?
Yeah, I found it.
No, where was it? Under the couch?
Yeah, had to drink lots of tea and a lot of hot stuff, so had to get over that. So anyway, we're back. So anyway, my opinion, if he goes to the Lakers, Clippers, Denver, Utah, if I just had to pick those 4 teams, I feel like if he went to the Clippers, I think the Clippers would be just as good, if not better, than the Nets. I think that would make those.
Let me see his career stats. I wrote it down somewhere. 22, 4-4. Anyone can use that in the NBA, anywhere, any team.
And he's a marksman from downtown. He's a beast from downtown.
Yeah.
Moving on. Let's get to Major League Baseball. I want to talk about Mike Trout. Mike Trout. This is the first time, and I know you're not a huge baseball fan, but I know you follow baseball.
Mm-hmm.
But baseball hasn't had a superstar since Derek Jeter left. Now, Mike Trout's a superstar. When I say that, I mean they don't have a face of baseball no more.
Yeah. In the baseball world, everyone knows Mike Trout and loves him.
They love him, but he's not that prototypical superstar. He's not doing commercials. He's not. He doesn't have that personality. Before you had your Sammy Sosas, your Derek Jeter, your Mark McGuire's, your Barry, personalities, the kid, Ken Griffey Jr.
Yeah.
Mike Trout, he's just kind of bleh. I mean, he goes on the field and he balls out and he's great, but he's in Anaheim.
But that's just what I was going to say. I'm like, damn, he ragging on Trout like that. But I wrote down something here and it says he need a big market team to finally get the exposure that he deserves. He is everything that you said that he's not, but he's also all those guys that you mentioned. He just hasn't had the time, he hasn't had the time in a big marketplace to be loved.
That's true. All those players I named were all in big market teams.
Yeah, and you get to the West Coast bias.
Yeah, definitely. And out here on the East Coast, we never get to see those games unless it's like a primetime game on Sunday or something like that.
No, you catch up with all your Trout information from SportsCenter, or
that's it.
A news feed, sports feed.
Otherwise, you wouldn't know he existed if it wasn't for ESPN, because you don't see him in commercials. You don't see him in, back in the day, Barry Bonds, you would catch him in a movie every once in a while. It could be or a TV show. Mike Trout, you don't see him in anything. So
no, they did an experiment with him a few years ago. Had him walk down the street and see did anyone ever notice him. No one recognized him, bro.
I can imagine that's got to hurt baseball a little bit. There's no superstars, and we all know when there's no superstars, the sport kind of struggles. When I say superstars, I mean personalities.
So where would you
Gotta
like to see him go? I would like to see him just at any big market team so he can get the recognition. Anyone.
Any big market team except the Yankees. I wouldn't like to see him at the Yankees just
Me
because
neither,
that's
but I would feel happy for
overkill.
him.
I'd rather see him go to the Mets just because it's a big market team.
And it's your team.
And it's my team. I mean, that's more or less what it really is all about. But you go to the Yankees, they got Giancarlo Stanton. Their outfield is so packed with people. It's just I don't know. It's overkill, but whatever.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Yankee fans would disagree. But
oh yeah, they would love it.
Yeah, I know. But moving on, let's see who we got left. Odell Beckham. I think he's our last one, right?
Could I just preface by saying this? I took down some notes. I'm not sure until Beckham tells me where he wants to go. I have no idea where he could go. Some people saying he should go back to New York, but I don't see anywhere that he would go that would immediately make a difference because I'm not sure if he's going to be there for the full 16 games.
Very good point. But I guess you haven't been following the news then. Tampa Bay, Tom Brady is pressuring Tampa Bay to pick up Odell Beckham because they're pretty sure they're going to.
I didn't hear nothing
New
about
York too?
Yeah. Go back to the Giants.
Oh, they're going to go back to the Giants.
Yeah.
The only way that could happen with Tampa is if Odell agrees to take way less money because they're already not trying to pay Godwin. They're not going to pay. They say Godwin's he's going to want $18 million to $19 million a year, and they need to sign all their defensive players. So they're not going to re-sign him. Odell is already making 20-something, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he's making 20 per year.
And there's no possible way. Coming off an injury, I don't see him taking less because what if he's not the same player? He'll never see that money ever.
Yeah, I would never take less if I was him neither unless I knew.
Not at this point.
Yeah, not at this point. Unless I knew I only had 2 years left, then I would be like, how much does a championship depend, way in between that and money.
Exactly. Right now, and there's going to be a team that's going to pick his contract up. So it would be stupid for him to restructure his contract to go to Tampa and then possibly not be the same Odell Beckham. So I'd like to see him back in New York. I don't know how he would mesh so well with Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones doesn't seem like the type
that should give Daniel a damn target, though.
Yeah, you give him a bona fide Hall of Fame target.
Yeah, because what's Daniel's problem? The line. He's getting sacked tremendously.
Exactly. And the best, one of Odell Beckham's best traits is the deep ball, of course, but he also likes to do a lot of slants.
Slanting.
So,
yep.
The quarterback get the ball out of his hand real fast.
Yeah, they blitz, you pick, he runs a slant.
And he'll take it to the house on top of that. I don't know what's going on in Cleveland. Baker Mayfield, I think he had something like 11 touchdowns and 6 or 7 interceptions before Odell Beckham got hurt. After he left, he had 22 or 21. Don't mark my words on that one, but 22 or 21 touchdowns and only 1 interception after he left. And you saw the run they went on and went into the playoffs and won the playoff game. And this was all without him. So it seems like Cleveland doesn't really need him. He might be a headache for Baker Mayfield. I don't know what's going on with that, but I say trade him, get some draft picks for him, and obviously don't need him.
What happened with – let me see. Yeah, what happened last year to me was the biggest addition by subtraction I think I've ever seen on the sports level. They got marketably better when he left.
Way better. I mean, in the quarterback play, he played out of his mind the last.
That goes down to just looking for him.
Yeah, I mean, he might have felt pressure to have to try to get him the ball because he didn't want him to, throw fits, and it just threw the whole team chemistry off.
And he's that great, if you get it to him. So
yeah,
it gave Baker just more time to read through his progressions and become a better quarterback. Hope he can keep it up next year. Let's see.
And one thing, if he does go to Tampa, and this is the last thing we're gonna get out of here. If he does go to Tampa, he has so much respect in my mind for Tom Brady. He's talked about him. I remember when he was with the Giants, said he would love to play with the Patriots and Tom Brady. I don't think he would give Tom Brady that problem.
Well, he only going to give quarterbacks problems that can't get him the damn ball. So it was no reason to say that. Tom Brady's going to get him the ball.
If he's open, Tom Brady's going to get him the ball.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's basically it. So,
yeah.
So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Let's see here. We're going to come back on here on Sunday. So you guys definitely look out for that next video on Sunday. Check out the website, www.sportsfansonlyshow.com. Once again, that's www.sportsfansonlyshow.com. sportsfansonlyshow.com. Go on there, get all t-shirts, mugs, pens, notebooks, all that type of good stuff. All of it says SFO on it. You're gonna love it. Go check that out. Anything else, Shawn, before we get out of here?
No, just bleh. There you go.
Bleh, bleh.
Bleh.
I like that. Bleh. It's always a good thing. Anyway, guys, this is Sports Fans Only, and this is Last Take. I was about to say Last Talk. This is Sports Fans Only. This is Last Take with your host, KJ and Shawn Mack, and this is
Sports Fans Only. Peace.